Okay, I'm going to make the capital U. These three letters, the U, the X, and the Y, are transitional forms from the B, the P, and the R, because the back side of the letters are very similar, and I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm going to use my slant angle now as a reference to make my first strokes here. This is the U now. You want to keep that first stroke a little delicate. You don't want it to be as heavy as this stroke here. And then finally the main vertical shade that comes down will start slightly below the very top of the second ascender space up here, like this. Curve it around and simply make sure it's squared off at the top here. And there we have our capital U. We'll continue this letter design now with the X, and the X is essentially the same as this U up to about here. And instead of curving around like a V, it'll curve outward and finish in a comma dot like the B, the P, and the R's compound curve. So watch me go ahead and form that now. That's the first portion of the X, and notice I've got an imaginary oval here that's in line with the slant angle, and this bigger oval here is also in line with the slant angle. And then finally I'll start with the hairline on the last portion of the X. I'm not going to come close, but I'm going to stay just shy of touching the shade here and come down like this and curve it up and take this out for a little dot here. And that's the X. Some people like to come across and don't actually touch the shade again through the center of the first ascender space and then come up with a little crosshatch there. That's fine if you want to do that. I personally don't do that, but there's nothing wrong with doing it. And the last letter in this series is the Y. And again, the Y starts off just like these two letters here, except it'll V out above the header line. And so watch what I do here. Compound curve of the Y would start just below the top of the second ascender space and come down to the baseline like this. Curve around and end in one of those comma dots. Just like that. And there you have the U, the X, and the Y. Thank you very much for your time.